Hello, my friends. Today is May the 25th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date. This is a four-card pull to cover the year to follow, approximately 7 to 10 minutes long. I'm a psychic reader and a healer. I do readings via the internet and healing work, or I do it at my home in Albuquerque in my business. Look up my information below if you're interested. So anyway, this is a four-card reading for the year, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you could take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. So the general energy card of the year is the storm. Um, so what does this mean? At some point this year, maybe it's happening right now. Maybe this is coming in but there will be the sense of a storm, a big storm, a storm, so powerful that in essence people have to hide away, cower in their homes, become safe and become cozy, and ride out what is happening in the outside world, ride out the storm that is passing by and might be changing the landscape, might be swirling things up so much that nothing will be recognizable when you get done and come out of your shelter to look at it. So it's a time of not feeling like you have any ability to affect any change. That's the key. Not feeling like you have the ability to affect a change while a storm is happening. And you have to wait it out and see what is still there. Now, you can go deep into a mystical state in a storm. You can go deep into looking at yourself and exploring yourself because you can't really do anything else. You can't go out. The power might be out. You might be in a place with just some candles. This is all metaphorical. It might be physical, but it's all metaphorical on some level. And you're just going to have to go into yourself, or maybe go into some other close space with somebody else, uh, someone you trust and someone you love. Is the best way to ride through the storm. But it's still a storm, and it's still got to take its course, and you still have no power to have sway over it until it is gone and you see what is left behind. So, what is your particular challenge, May the 25th, folks? It is the Lovers card. What does the Lovers ask you to reflect upon? Well, this might, oftentimes the Lovers is not necessarily a lover, a partner, but it is the reflection of yourself back from society. The Lover's card can be thought of as Gemini, that place inside of us that really loves ourselves and really hates ourselves, and struggles to be positive at the same time. A lot of negativity comes into and act itself through us. So this is one of the primary challenges of looking at things that we love about ourselves and hate about ourselves at the same time. Often that shows itself in relationships. Now the relationship doesn't have to be a lover's relationship. It can be a relationship with a friend, a relationship with a society, a relationship with a church, a relationship with the family. But ultimately it points back to you not really being able to find balance in yourself, and probably not liking yourself very much. And in that not liking yourself very much does, that kind of acidic part of self. The Gemini is ruled by that Mercury place of being very witty and very, able to vocalize both pleasure and pain in some very intense ways. So the challenge, I think, is to not throw out a bunch of witty, sarcastic, mean spirited energies that really are talking about your own pain and your own grief and your own anger that's underneath you. So something is sparking you, and your challenge is to, keep trying to uplift yourself to the highest positive sparks of magicianship and humanitarianism that the the Gemini, the Lover's card really seeks within ourselves, and it's that recognition that we can get pulled down to the lowest parts when life doesn't seem like it's going our way. So here's the storm. Is the storm raging outside of you, or is the storm raging inside of you? On some level, it's raging outside of you, and maybe this is with somebody or an organization or a friend or a lover who is the storm. Maybe they're the storm, and you need to pull yourself away and go sit with yourself while the storm goes on. And in that sitting with yourself, do you go into this space of judging yourself as unworthy, or as abandoned, or unlovable, or as mean-spirited, or whatever negative thoughts might come up through this, and I don't think you know what to do next. And I think that's the challenge here. The storm says that you have to wait for the storm to go by in order for you to know what to do next. So you have now, a possibility of a relationship. Maybe it's a relationship with yourself, but most likely it's a relationship with somebody or something else, and you still don't know what to do, and you're trying not to go into those most negative of spaces that can see this as the absolute uprooting of yourself, and the horrible chaos in the world feels like it's in your soul. Not giving into those lowest kind of depressions and angers and resentments that we can carry just by being human, and we always have to lift ourselves out if we can. So here's the action to take. The hawk. Any kind of uplifting message is going to be good for you. Any kind of shutting off your own mind, and go into that storm. I mean, go into your home and wait out the storm. Put on some powerful music. Go and sing. Go and give praise. Go and pray. Go and chant positive things. Go and keep evoking positive messages, and listen for positive messages back. Hawk is messenger. So something is coming that will tell you what your next step is, what your next place is, what your next journey is, how to work with what you're working through on the lovers arena, in the lover's arena. So the messenger, the hawk, the visionary, maybe this is a guide, maybe this is a human, maybe this is a mother or father, maybe this is someone with words of wisdom, a counselor, a love counselor, a psychic counselor, maybe this is somebody in your church or organization, or your friend, or yourself. Maybe you have a sudden epiphany that pops into your head like a hawk suddenly screaming, saying, beware, beware. That hawk scream is meant to alert you when the time is right for you to either be, receptive of some divine message, or aware that some kind of danger is around you that you need to be alert to. And otherwise you can be at peace and, rise into, uplifting things, and speak uplifting things, and hear uplifting messages, and be open to a new kind of wisdom that needs to come through you, and a new kind of understanding. And it'll come from outside of you, I'm pretty sure, unless you have that epiphany, which you have to be open for too. So here is the outcome or synopsis card. Oh, great contemplation, a great reflection, a great poetic understanding that I think we all sit on a slippery slope that could tumble us down to the waters or the rocks below, but yet we can sit on this place on the side of a steep mountain and be poetic about the moon, and be in love with our reflections in the universe, and see our highest and most possible good reflected by our uplifting thoughts, and our uplifting feelings, and our prayers, and our emotions, and our joys, and our praise, and our psalms, and our reflections of ourselves as sacred and divine beings. And the more you can keep coming to that, the more you can weather any storm. This is really about learning how to weather any storm that comes your way. Might be a challenging year, but it's going to be a powerful year, because it seems like you come out of it with a great deal of willingness to be with yourself and listen to yourself, and lift up your own internal messages, and not be so bound by your own negativity and your own pain and your own projections of pain, demise, sorrow, agony, abandonment, those lower energies that we all have and we all fear, but they're not the truth. They're the truth if we make them the truth, and they're not the truth because in essence we are all joined together. And that is, I think, the lesson here, that you can ride through this storm and you're going to be very strong on the other side of it. So just keep having faith. Aho.